RAHM EMANUEL involved in cover-up of LAQUAN MCDONALD's murder. RAHM EMANUEL involved in the cover-up of LAQUAN MCDONALD's murder. Thank you for tuning into the Black Political Buzz Network, and my name is Laurel. Today's vlog is regarding the tragic murder of LAQUAN MCDONALD, who was a black 17-year-old male teenager who resided in the city of Chicago, Illinois. He was murdered by the Chicago police after being shot 16 times. 16 times. That's unbelievable. However, it did occur. This murder took place in the year 2014. Now, I previously uploaded a video entitled "LAQUAN's Troubled Childhood and DCFS Killed LAQUAN, Not Chicago Police." And that video is one that I encourage you to please view, because it tells about LAQUAN MCDONALD's very troubled childhood, of which most was spent in foster care during his short time on the earth. And he was also sexually molested while in foster care. He suffered a lot of physical abuse at the hands of his mother's boyfriend, and he was passed around to different family members, and this led to him joining gangs and becoming involved in crime at a young age, which in turn led up to his death of being shot 16 times by Chicago police. And I do not condone any police officer shooting any human being 16 times. And I mentioned that on the video. I mentioned that I do not condone. The officer should not have shot LAQUAN MCDONALD 16 times. That was inhumane. That was an inhumane act. The officer has since been arrested. However, there was a cover-up involved because LAQUAN MCDONALD was shot 16 times in 2014. This is November 2015. It took about a year for justice, for any type of justice to be enacted in this case. So why so long? Why was there such a long delay of justice? And the officer who shot LAQUAN MCDONALD 16 times, why was there a long delay in him being arrested? What took the investigation so long? You mean to tell me that it takes 12 months to determine whether or not an officer shot a citizen 16 times when they have dash cameras and security cameras? Because LAQUAN MCDONALD was shot in front of a Burger King restaurant. There was a security camera in place. So there was footage of the shooting. Let's focus in this video on Chicago Mayor RAHM EMANUEL. RAHM EMANUEL is one of President Barack Obama Jr.'s best friends. Yes, he's a top-notch #1 crony of President Barack Obama Jr. In fact, when President Obama was elected president in 2008, he appointed RAHM EMANUEL to be his first chief of staff. So RAHM EMANUEL went from the White House into the mayor's office in Chicago. Now, since RAHM EMANUEL has been in office, there hasn't been much change in black-on-black crime in Chicago. I mean, we know that President Obama's agenda is an anti-black agenda. We didn't know that when we supported him in 2008 and 2012, but it's now crystal clear that President Obama's agenda is totally anti-black. Now, since RAHM EMANUEL is a Democrat. RAHM EMANUEL is a Democrat. He was also good friends of the Clintons. Yes. RAHM EMANUEL is also good friends of the Clinton family, Bill and Hillary Clinton. He has the ear of many liberal power brokers on Wall Street in New York and in Chicago and in California, such as Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi. Rahm Emanuel comes from a very wealthy family, a very wealthy Jewish family. And I'm not bashing Jews in this video. I have nothing against the Jewish people. The same as I have nothing against Muslims either. But that's his roots. He descended from a very wealthy Jewish family. His brothers and siblings are well educated. Parents are well educated. And Rahm Emanuel has the ear of President Barack Obama Jr. In fact, President Obama helped Rahm Emanuel to become elected as mayor in Chicago. And Rahm Emanuel was re-elected. He ran against a Hispanic or a Latino man, who I thought would have been a good replacement for Rahm, because the man had a great platform and he wasn't racist against black people. But of course, Democrats made it appear as if this man who ran against Rahm Emanuel, and he was a Latino, and he was also a Democrat. The Democrat key leaders try to make it appear as though this man, if he was elected as mayor of Chicago, that he would not help the black people. Well, what has Rahm Emanuel done to help black people? Black on black crime is still high in Chicago. Rahm Emanuel, after he became mayor, he shut down dozens of schools all over the city. Now, I know he's going to say, well, these were failing schools, but what did you put in place of those schools? When you shut down all those schools in Chicago, you left a vacuum. Empty buildings, and nothing to fill up those empty buildings. Where previously, at least there was a school there. It may have been a failing school, but it was a school. Now you have an empty building sitting in many of these poor black neighborhoods of Chicago. There's a vacuum there, academically, and a school is a community. So you remove the school, you put nothing constructive in the place of those schools. You put nothing creative in the place of those schools. That leaves a black poor community with a huge vacuum, and youth who are going to join gangs. Because what else are they going to do in Chicago? They're going to join gangs and commit crime and end up like LaQuan McDonald. Or they're going to shoot one another, black on black crime. So the only way that the Chicago police could have covered up this shooting tragedy of LaQuan McDonald for a year, they had to have some help on the top. Well, in Chicago, as it is in most cities, the mayor is in charge of the police department. Yet they have a police chief. Every department of police has a police chief, but the mayor is basically the police chief's boss. So Rahm Emanuel is basically the boss or the superior of the police chief in Chicago. So this situation, the cover-up started at the top, Rahm Emanuel's office. There's no way it could have been covered up. Rahm Emanuel knew about this shooting. The media reported on the story. Many black leaders told Rahm Emanuel's office. They talked to Rahm Emanuel personally. Say, hey, this is a tragedy. You need to investigate this, Mayor Emanuel. What are you going to do about it, Mayor Emanuel? Well, Mayor Emanuel did nothing. He may have told President Obama, and President Obama may have said, oh, LaQuan McDonald, just another poor black kid dead. No, I don't care about that, because President Obama doesn't care about our black youth. Now, if LaQuan McDonald was a white foster care child, President Obama would have had the National Guard in Chicago. He would have sent the FBI agents down there immediately to investigate if LaQuan McDonald was a white child, or if LaQuan McDonald was a gay white boy, if he was a gay white student. President Obama would have quickly had that situation investigated. It would have been all over the media. CNN would have had the story. CNN would have had that story immediately about the cop being arrested. Instead, there was a cover-up. And the Democrats Like Jesse Jackson, yes, Congressman Jesse Jackson, a Chicago resident. Democrats are now going to use this LaQuan McDonald story to lure black voters in because they know that Hillary Clinton is in trouble. Yes, Hillary Clinton, her candidacy for president in 2016 is in trouble. I repeat, Hillary Clinton's 2016 presidential candidacy is in trouble. Democrats know that President Obama has not done anything, zero squat for black voters since he was elected and reelected into the White House, to the Oval Office. Democrats know President Obama administration has done nothing to help black voters. So now they're going to use LaQuan McDonald's murder and the Black Lives Matter organization to stir up some black angst. Stir up some black angst, some black fear, so the black voters will go to the polls and vote for Democrats one more time. Now, I know on some of my other videos, I made it known, I made it well known that I supported Hillary Clinton because she's a woman, because I'm a woman, and I know how women are treated by and large in politics, in business. There's still a glass ceiling there for women, and that's why I supported Hillary Clinton. But she was talking about criminal justice reform, but now I don't hear it. I don't hear that anymore. Hillary Clinton was talking about reforming the criminal justice system, but now I don't hear that anymore. So RAHM EMANUEL helped to cover up the Chicago police shooting of LaQuan McDonald, a 17-year-old black male teenager who was a ward of the state of Illinois. He was a foster care child when he died, and he was shot 16 times. There was a cover-up involved, and the cover-up started at the top. Mayor RAHM EMANUEL's office. Mayor RAHM EMANUEL is one of President Obama's best buddies. So what are the black leaders going to say about RAHM EMANUEL? Are any black leaders going to speak to RAHM EMANUEL or mention his name on CNN? We'll see. Let's stay tuned. Thank you for listening today to the Black Political Buzz Network, and my name is Laurel. Have a great day, and goodbye.